Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that is incredibly important for our spiritual walk, the true cost of disobedience. It's something we all struggle with, but understanding its weight can completely change our perspective. So, what exactly is disobedience in the eyes of God? It's more than just breaking a rule. In a way, it's like testing God. Remember what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 4, verse 7, when he was being tempted. He quoted the scripture, saying, "You shall not put the Lord your God to the test." Every time we deliberately choose our own way over God's clear instruction, we are, in essence, putting him to the test. We're questioning his wisdom, his authority, and his love for us. It's a serious spiritual matter, and the Bible gives us some powerful examples to learn from. Let's go all the way back to the beginning, to the Garden of Eden. Think about Adam and Eve. God gave them one single, clear instruction: do not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. He warned them that if they did, they would surely die. It was a simple command, given for their own protection and to maintain their perfect fellowship with him. But what happened? They listened to a different voice, the voice of the serpent, and chose to disobey. The consequences were immediate and catastrophic. The Bible tells us in Genesis chapters 2 to 3 how everything changed in that moment. The serpent was cursed, the ground was cursed, and Adam and Eve were banished from the garden. They lost their innocence. Their close relationship with God was fractured, and pain, toil, and death entered the world. Every single participant in that act of disobedience faced a specific and severe punishment. It wasn't a small mistake with a small penalty. It was a foundational act of rebellion that affected all of humanity. Now let us fast forward a bit in the biblical timeline and look at the story of Jonah. This is another classic example of someone who thought they could run from God's command. God told Jonah, "Go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it, because its wickedness has come up before me." Jonah chapters 1 to 2. A very clear mission. But Jonah didn't want to go. He despised the Ninevites and probably didn't want them to receive God's mercy. So what did he do? He ran in the exact opposite direction. He boarded a ship headed for Tarshish, thinking he could escape from the presence of the Lord. Of course, we know that's impossible. God sent a violent storm that threatened to tear the ship apart. The sailors were terrified, and it was soon revealed that Jonah was the cause. To save the ship and the crew, Jonah told them to throw him overboard. And as soon as they did, the sea grew calm. But God wasn't finished with Jonah. He sent a great fish to swallow him, and Jonah spent 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of that fish. It was in that dark, desperate place that Jonah finally repented and cried out to God. He had to go through a terrifying ordeal to learn a simple lesson. You cannot outrun God's call. His disobedience led directly to his punishment, a dramatic and life-threatening experience designed to bring him back to a place of surrender. So what's the common thread here? From Adam and Eve to Jonah, we see a clear pattern. Disobedience to God has serious consequences. It's not something God takes lightly. These stories aren't just ancient tales. They are powerful warnings for us today. When God gives us a command through his word, whether it's about how we treat others, how we manage our resources, or how we live our lives with integrity, he means it for our good. The key takeaway for all of us is this: we must strive, with all our hearts, to obey God. It's not about earning our salvation through good works, but it's about responding to his incredible love and grace with a heart of willing submission. Choosing obedience protects us from needless pain and keeps us in close fellowship with him. Disobedience, on the other hand, always leads to a difficult path. No one in Scripture who deliberately defied God ever got away with it. Punishment, in some form, always followed, not because God is mean, but because he is a just and loving Father who disciplines those he loves to bring them back to the right path. So let's encourage each other to listen closely to his voice and to walk in obedience, trusting that his way is always the best way. Thank you so much for watching today. If this message resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. We'd love to have you as part of our community. God bless you.